The Chicago Bears will not tender a restricted free agent deal to Jack Sanborn, making him an unrestricted free agent out on the open market. It does not stop the Chicago Bears from signing him, but we're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it for today, y'all. Another update real quick on this one. The Chicago Bears are not tendering restricted free agent Jack Sanborn. He will hit free agency. Now, Jack Sanborn has been the Bears' starting strong side linebacker for the last couple of years. He also logged in snaps at middle linebacker. Look at what he's done over the course of his NFL career. He's been a productive player, but not a player that's irreplaceable, right? I think that's what you look at in regards to all of this. And it still does not mean that he could not still return. It just could mean that maybe the Bears want to negotiate with him as a free agent, maybe want to explore some other options, not have the money tied up. There's a lot of reasons why the Bears could do this if they and even still plan on bringing Jack Sanborn back. But at least now Jack Sanborn is going to hit free agency. He's going to be able to talk to anybody that he sees fit. And it leaves the Chicago Bears with a position that they definitely need filling. Noah Sewell has not shown that he's ready to replace Jack Sanborn, at least not in my opinion. And you look at Jack Sanborn, what he's done. In 3 years for the Chicago Bears, he's played 48 games, only missed games in his rookie year where he only played 14. He's had 164 tackles, 110 of those being solo, 4.5 sacks, 1 interception as well in his time here with the Chicago Bears. If his time does end, he's a productive player that the Bears signed as an undrafted free agent. But ultimately, at 24 years old, Jack Sanborn is a player that is replaceable. And I don't mean that harshly. I don't mean that to knock Jack Sanborn. I hope that they still work something out for Jack Sanborn. I would love to see Jack Sanborn stay with the Chicago Bears. But if it comes down to needing to move off or find a replacement for Jack Sanborn, it just comes down to it. You can replace Jack Sanborn. Now, we'll see what happens ultimately when it comes down to it. And like I said, there's still a chance for him to come back in a Bears uniform. I want to make no mistake about that. Personally, I look at it and I say they failed Jack Sanborn. Sanborn was more productive as a middle linebacker. And after he showed that after Roquan was traded, they immediately the next season moved him to being an outside linebacker, right? And I think that we could have a completely different perspective on Jack Sanborn if he got to stay at middle linebacker. But, like I said, we'll see what the future holds. It does not mean that they aren't going to still try to re-sign and negotiate with Jack Sanborn. It just means that he's not restricted. So, this could be a sign of a scheme change. This could be a sign of, hey, go out there, go negotiate. If you find another deal, great. If not, we'll love to have you back. We'll love to negotiate with you, and we'll see what the future holds. That's what this could be, right? But we'll see what happens here. Ultimately, this probably means that Jack Sanborn's gone. But like I said, they don't have somebody on the roster right now that's a clear replacement for Jack Sanborn. They just don't have that. And I think if you look at that, Noah Sewell hasn't shown nearly enough. Amin, I think he's a free agent, right? So he doesn't necessarily look to be that. So the Bears don't have guys that right now are shaped up to replace Jack. But maybe the Bears feel like they can get somebody. Maybe they feel like they can get another player as an undrafted free agent or whatever else the future holds. It remains to be seen what that's going to look like for the Bears. But, Jack Sanborn is going to get an opportunity to go out and find him a deal, find him a team, and we'll see what the future holds. Erica says, wow, I'm shocked at this. Yeah, I won't lie. It caught me a little bit off guard. It really did catch me off guard. Jack Sanborn was somebody that I thought that he was just going to come back. I had never really given it much thought to think that he is not going to come back, and that's just a shortcoming on my side. But, at the end of the day, But again, like I said, He will become an unrestricted free agent, but it still gives the Bears a chance to negotiate with him. They can negotiate with him before he hits unrestricted free agency, right? You got to think he was on a 3-year deal with a base salary of less than $1 million. $985K was the base deal that he got paid there. So, you look at him playing all 17 games the last 2 years, right? Being, like I said, still productive when you look at the snap count and all of that. They could have got the feeling that Jack Sanborn just wants more money, right? Does this mean we are more leaning towards a 4-2-5 defensive scheme? It could. I won't say that for sure yet, but it could. Check on C-Dub. Got to make sure he's good. Definitely. How you been, bro? Can't wait for Bears free agency. I've been pretty good, man. Pretty good. Dr. Truth, if Edmonds had Sanborn's diagnostic ability, we'd have a consistent Pro Bowl in Tremaine. Listen, I agree with you. And that's what I say. Like, to me, Jack Sanborn would have been a lot more productive over these last 2 years had he stayed at middle linebacker. That's just my personal opinion. But the Bears made the scheme decisions that they did make. Noah Sewell hasn't really stepped up either. So it's another question now with the Chicago Bears and what they're going to do with that linebacking core, right? So we'll see what the future does hold there. We'll see what it holds, man. But hey, Jack Sanborn's been one of our favorite guys here. We were one of the first Bears outlets to actually talk about Jack Sanborn even before he started getting snaps for the Bears. We noticed him in free agency of his year that that we signed him as an undrafted free agent. He stood out to us there, and we've really been Jack Sanborn fans since then. But, hey, it is what it is. Who do you think could be a good fit to replace Jack? That's a great question. And I'm going to be honest with you. One of the blind spots I guess I have coming into this free agency, I haven't looked at linebackers at all. I'm just going to be 100%. I'm not going to try to sit here and cap and throw out a name of you guys that I haven't really thought about. I'm not even going to lie to you, because I thought that linebacking core was pretty much just going to come back until next year when they can get off Edmonds' deal. I haven't really looked heavily at linebackers in free agency or in the draft very heavily. So I don't have a name for you right now, but I'll try to, on tomorrow's daily episode, bring some of the guys, and that may be a topic on tomorrow's daily episode on names that could replace Jack Sanborn. Damn, I'm sad by this, and maybe we could draft. Yeah, I mean, we very well could. We could draft one, as well, and see what happens there. So that is definitely a possibility. Much love to your channel. Go Bears, bear down. Appreciate you, E-Dub. We appreciate you for the love and support, brother. But yeah, so hey, we'll see what happens, man. Overall, I say this. The Bears, especially with now making the trade that they made, right? I think we got to start looking outside the box early in the free agency, right? Like there was a time period where it's like, well, they may start getting outside the box in the draft, or maybe later with some guys that are unproven. But yeah, I mean, this one catches me off guard, for sure. Deep Dish Digest says, did not see this coming at all. Me either, bro. Did not see this coming at all. Linebacker from Bama. What's his name? I could scout him. I like Jack better football instinct. Exactly. I completely agree with you, right? That's why I said, like, if Jack Sanborn goes to another team, if he does eventually sign with another team and is able to play actual middle linebacker, I would not be surprised if this is one of those moves we look back and we say, wait a second. You mean to tell me that y'all changed Jack Sanborn's position and he's over here thriving? And I would not be surprised with Jack Sanborn's instincts, with his tenacity. We know that he misses a little bit on speed, right? But I think I would not be surprised, because you got to think about it. If you're a contender with a solid defense, then you can get Jack Sanborn in to be your linebacker, your depth linebacker, much less like you don't even need for him to necessarily be a starter. You could pick up a potential great piece there as a depth. Like Jack Sanborn has starting potential in the NFL. I want to be clear there. But now that he's an unrestricted free agent, you open the door to a lot of other possibilities. And if you do, just never know how that's going to go. So King Booker World, great thing. Nobody's safe. You're absolutely right. Nobody's safe. So we'll see what the future holds, though, guys. But thank you. I just wanted to bring this quick update in regards to Jack Sanborn. Like I said, though, just to recap real quick, them not tendering him a restricted free agent offer does not preclude them to still signing him before free agency opens. They still could re-sign him to a deal We'll see what happens there. Jack Sanborn's future could still be in Chicago, but of course, this brings some doubt to that and what the validity of that. So we'll see what happens there, man. But make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago